Hello and welcome to RF Uncensored. Today we are diving into a very special holistic natural healing therapy, a subject matter which has been gaining momentum recently. And I have an expert, a subject matter expert who has been doing this for years now. Let me have an honor to introduce Mirtha Romberg. She's right here. Hi Mirtha, how are you doing? Thank you so much and welcome to RF Uncensored.
No, thank you for allowing me to do this and for
Yes.
coming all the way to the studio.
Thank you so much. So let's just go back, a step back. Let's just understand a bit of yourself, how do you got into this and what's your background?
Yeah, my background is, we live in Canada 42 years now.
Okay.
And about 40 years ago, I needed to start working, and I didn't want to leave the children, 3 little children, so I did things I could do from my house. So I took night courses and became an esthetician, facial, manicure, pedicure, all of this.
Yeah.
And I, save a little bit of money, help me in the family a little bit. And then I took in 1986, massage therapy and reflexology.
Wow.
And that's more when I went into the holistic life. Then later on, I saved up a little bit more money and I took all these other courses like nutrition, iridology, and so on. And in the meantime, I was building clientele and working, but always in the holistic world, to the point that I don't do any aesthetics anymore. I just do all holistic health. And many years after, I always took yoga. Yoga was always part of my life, but I never thought about becoming a yoga teacher.
Excellent.
And then some circumstances in life took me to a little bit of a sad time in my life. And then I realized that whatever kept me going through that time was yoga and meditation. So then I started teaching yoga and meditation in 1999.
Wow.
But I always kept holistic health, massage, reflexology, and many other therapies that I do, Reiki, of course. Reiki, I'm a Reiki master now for 29 years.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
So I'm really, really into teaching people that they can live a better life. If they have a little bit of information, a little bit of knowledge, the good life is there. And it doesn't depend on how much money you earn.
Yeah.
It's just finding that peace within oneself, and reflexology is one of them, apart from having so many other fantastic benefits for health. Reiki, meditation, yoga, doing those yoga exercises for me is amazing. So from working at home for a long time, then one day my neighbors got tired of so many cars, and I started looking and looking, and I was so stressed because I never had rented or bought any commercial. And so finally my brother was moving his work from downtown to next door.
Yeah.
And he told me, we have an office next door if you'd like to go see it. And here I am now for 21 years.
Lovely.
In this
Excellent,
location. Yeah.
So what I'm surprised is back in, say, 20 years, 25 years, do you think so people knew about reflexology or
No, not much.
yoga or Reiki? Because
No.
back then there was no internet. Now at least there's an internet. People still kind of at least, go through the information, they share experiences.
Absolutely.
But back then I think it was just a new thing completely coming out in the market. And
Yeah, and you know what happens, that because when I start the full body massage, I start with reflexology still today.
wow.
So people got to know a little bit more about reflexology, and I said, hey, you have a shoulder problem. I said, how do you know?
Yeah.
Because I was doing the reflex point I remember this doctor, she retired now, physician. She came and I said, you have some liver problems. And she, as a joke, told me, that's my foot, not my liver.
Yeah.
But yeah, she actually had severe digestive disorders that manifested in something very negative later on. Yeah, so it's been, but nowadays, reflexology, RF is everywhere. Every day I open something, there is something about reflexology, how good it is for your health, for relaxation. The only thing that when you go for massage, you feel very relaxed, when you go for reflexology too. But if there is a particular problem that you are working with, it's a treatment. You have to do more than once, right? One reflexology will not. But it always feels good.
So let's dive into reflexology now specifically. What it is all about, how do you operate, how does it benefit one, where does it happen? Because I was just reading briefly, it goes on your face, hands,
Oh yeah,
and legs.
head. Even we have
feet,
reflex
yeah.
point. Yeah, this reflexology therapy is based on traditional Chinese medicine and energy field and energy channels. In Chinese medicine, they call it meridians. In yoga, we call it nadis. It's the same. There are avenues through which the energy flows.
Okay.
And sometimes the energy is blocked through diet. Most of the time is stress and emotions that are not dealt with, and it's blocked. So the feet, as much as the hands, ears, and even in the head, there are specific points that connect through these meridians or these channels, and when you apply that light pressure in a specific areas, the energy opens up, and you start the patient, the client start feeling that sense of complete freedom and relaxation. So it's very, very effective. Some points you will see there is nothing there. Some points are tighter or sometimes even sensitive. That means that there is a blockage of energy in that particular channel.
Wow.
So it's based on that.
So it really impacts, I mean, when you pressure these points, so is it similar to an acupuncture? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there is also called acupuncture is one, and acupressure is another one.
Okay. So is it an offshoot of reflexology, or reflexology is an offshoot of?
No, reflexology has been so ancient. They are discovering now in pictures from Egypt with the tradition before everything was burnt and destroyed. They found, you could even see different pictures that people are doing massage in the feet of the other person. So it's so old, so ancient, as much as traditional Chinese medicine. They're all based in the same. Is more and more people are now realizing precisely not the name of things, but there were more energy. We're a physical body, but the physical body can function freely when the energy is functioning freely.
Yeah.
So reflexology is one of the techniques we use to unblock energies, to feel relaxation. We have had people here with severe sciatica pain for months and months, going to Cairo, going nothing. But I'm very honest, once is not going to fix it, but if you come as a treatment, you can, and I have many, many examples of people that have completely the pain was gone. The other good things, just for you to know how reflexology is coming up.
Yeah.
Now insurance companies, like they cover massage, now they also cover reflexology.
Okay. Interesting.
10 years ago, it was absolutely unspoken. And now insurance companies, they cover reflexology. And as I hear, they're on the process of also covering Reiki treatments, because they start realizing going to the hospital, going to the doctor. I don't say it doesn't work, but it doesn't work completely.
Okay.
Right? So we can add as an accessory therapy, yoga, meditation, Reiki, reflexology, together with traditional medicine that we practice in the West.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
So how small or how big, I would say, treatments you do through this reflexology? Like, for example, if somebody is having a headache, or like you mentioned, off camera, you also spoke about pregnancy,
Yes.
expedition.
Yeah.
So how does it help? So these things.
Yeah. If a person has one day headache because they ate something, sometimes headache comes from digestion, they have a toxic liver, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But some people suffer from severe headaches, migraines headaches. That's a treatment that it has to be treated for several weeks in order to unblock the energy.
So through reflexology this helps. So somebody is having a major headache or like a migraine or something.
Exactly, because in reflexology we not only cover the migraine area, which is the head, but we cover digestive, spine, all the internal organs are treated with the reflexology points.
Okay, lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent, yeah. Anything else you want to add in terms of benefits of reflexology, or is there any age restrictions if somebody wants to practice it? Or
No. The age restriction with reflexology is not even a restriction. I always teach, when you are treating a child, a baby, which is incredible because sometimes baby gets constipated. I have several of my teachers that had taken the course here.
Yeah.
They did to grandchildren, and with one treatment, the constipation is gone.
Wow.
The only thing with babies and old people, the pressure has to be much less because they are more sensitive to everything.
Okay.
And they don't have all the stories that we have in the mind. I wonder what she's doing, what is she pressing here and there. So they receive directly the treatment directly. So when children and old people, seniors, they have very sensitive skin. So the pressure is way less. That's the only thing. Other than that, anybody can have, mind you, pregnancy, unless the doctor sends me a prescription. When the death is overdue, sometimes the doctor says, go. I have many doctors that can send a prescription.
Okay.
Get reflexology, and the babies are born the next day.
Wow.
But
okay.
it has to be with the doctor's order.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to add in terms of reflexology? Like if somebody has any major issues or they're suffering from, for example, cancer or blood pressure or diabetes, does it help in that also?
It does.
Okay.
It does. I have my student client now waiting for the treatment.
Yeah.
I thought I will give only Reiki,
Yeah.
but her oncologist said, no, you can get reflexology too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So if the doctor says that, that means that they are aware of this.
Okay. Excellent.
You know, I remember this, many years ago I studied herbology.
Okay.
And this teacher said this, and I'd like to share. I never forgot this phrase.
Yeah.
He says, you don't try to kill a bear with a knife. That means if you have a diagnosis like cancer,
Yeah.
you use all the tools. You're not going to just, I'm going to take a little herb only.
Yeah.
Use everything that is there. Reflexology, massage, Reiki, what the doctor says, hospital, chemotherapy, everything. Use everything. I always remember this teacher. When we so many, in 93, 94, I still remember these words. You don't try to kill a bear with a fork.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Amazing.
So you
Yeah.
have to use everything that is at our disposal because you don't know at the end what is
What
that is
will
going to
work,
work.
yeah.
Or sometimes it's the combination of everything. Many times, I cannot say, many times the problem originates in the emotional level. At the stress level. Even the doctor. I tell you one thing. There was a gastroenterologist across the street, very well-known doctor that he retired.
Yeah.
And he will give you all the meds, of course, for Crohn's disease, everything. But even the doctor knew that everything that relates to digestive is, they call it stress-related. I call it emotional related. He used to send me clients from across the street.
Excellent.
See if they can, they call it relaxation, which is true. We don't know how to relax.
That's true.
Everybody lives in that state of doing. I have to do this, I have to do that.
Yeah.
Never a moment of relaxation.
That's so true, yeah.
So we overload our mind with problems.
Yeah.
And also it is said that 90% of the problems we have, they're never going to happen. They're never going to occur. So imagine all the energy we can have to solve 10%.
That is so true.
So that's what this treatment, meditation, yoga, Reiki, gives you to that space that people don't know how to get.
Excellent, yeah. So today with this session, you've been kind enough. So we'll have a model whom you will practice on, right? And you will talk about how reflexology works.
Yes.
What points are covered and all that, right?
I'll be talking about that, yeah.
And one more thing before we end up the interview is if somebody is interested to do this course, so I can, you allow me to share your details, your information, right?
Yeah. We have a brand new course starting in September.
Okay.
And you can do it shorter or longer. Usually it's 2 or 3 months of training because people come twice a week. But if you come every day, you can do faster.
Excellent, lovely. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we will be doing is going for a live session. She has been really kind enough to show us how this really works, how this happens.
I'm doing just in general, right? Yeah, this is lymphatic. Again, lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, so lymphatic drainage with reflexology is very good to get rid of the. When people have a case of severe sciatic or things like that, then one treatment is not enough. To each one of the points reflected in the feet. So usually we do a little shaking like this. From the ascending colon going down and out. Right? We can also do this movement, is very good, very relaxing. Then we have this technique with reflexology that is a little twist and pull. Twist and pull. See, twist and pull.